Back from my coffee run. Okay, I have to share something with you. This is so rich. You probably saw the updates yesterday. It was all over Instagram. Let me show you. Okay, so Zillow announced that they've launched Zillow Preview. Okay, and ironically, this sounds very similar to what our CEO of Compass, Robert Reffkin, has been talking about for well over a year. Our CEO comes out and says, hey, sellers deserve a choice. We're going to launch a 3-step platform on how a seller can test the market, make sure that they're getting the number that they want, that they have a choice, that they have an opportunity to list their asset that they own in the way that they should. Now, here locally in Seattle, he got ridiculed. Okay, even though he had the support of us working at the company, there was local brands, there was local media, there was national media that said, hey, this is totally unfair. It should not exist in the marketplace. Compass met with Zillow at one point to make a deal with Zillow for us to put our listings on Zillow's website, okay? Pre-marketing our listings on their platform. And they were like, no, not going to do it. Don't believe in it. In fact, they said, we're not going to allow Compass listings to go on our platform, on the Zillow platform. So we go and make a deal with Redfin. Redfin agrees, and Rocket Mortgage agrees that we should be able to pre-market our listings. And then all of a sudden, here comes Zillow announcing that they're going to do the exact same thing. So what they didn't support before, they're supporting now because it benefits them, and they don't want any listings on Redfin and Rocket that wouldn't also be on Zillow. So what does this mean? Okay, well, there's going to be a huge sea change of real estate companies that are going to want to do this. They're going to feel like they have to do this. So EXP announced today that they have a deal, I believe, with homes.com. Everyone is going to adapt to a changing marketplace. I personally feel that sellers do deserve to have a choice, whether they want to list their property early and pre-market it versus having to wait like you have to do here in Seattle to market the home the minute that it hits the MLS, okay? It's an unfair practice. I don't agree with it. I think it should change. It will change, okay? It will change. It's changing. The reality is that some sellers are private. Some sellers are going through a divorce. Some sellers don't want to be on the market, and that should be their choice. They own the asset. It's crazy to think that we would allow a trade organization, even one that I'm a part of, to tell us what a seller can and can't do. It doesn't happen in any other industry, okay? And so for all of the local brands here, real estate brands that were ridiculing both our CEO and us as a company, like, look, things change. You simply have to adapt, okay? And it's important to be on the right side of things, on the right side of history. And that's why you never really should speak out unless you have conviction about something.